Welcome to another episode of the Sunday Punch podcast. Today, we'll be discussing me and Monty alone. Charlie's stuck on the red line. He might join, but we're gonna get started here. We're gonna talk about Wild Card Weekend. We're gonna preview the divisional round, but of course, we're gonna start with our video of the week.
Say hi, Dada.
She's my cousin, but everybody's like, well, man, she's fine. I was like, yeah, that's why I kind of put a ring on.
What happens if your one true love is also a member of your family?
You know, I don't know why I overthink the I don't know why I overthink these bets, dude. Like going into the divisional round. On Saturday, we can get started on this. The Raiders and the Bengals game on Saturday, I parlayed it. I had easy money.
So we're just
John
Mann's gonna go right through that.
We're gonna go. We're not talking about that.
All
we're
right,
not
that's
talking
fair.
about that.
That's fair.
Unless you want to.
No, I'm in
Okay.
shock. I'm in shock. Yeah. Go ahead.
Saturday I held my own. I went against my advice for the Bills Pats game because I rewatched our takes and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So I bet on the Bengals and I bet on the Bills, and that was the right choice. And I don't know what it is. I should have just listened. I don't know why I overthink this shit, because then I bet on the Cowboys, right? You got Mike McCarthy looking like he doesn't know. I love when they would just like look at him on the sideline, and it looked like he was like a dude who had just like lost the keys to his car. He looked like he was lost in a parking garage. And I'm just like thinking, while we're watching that game, why did I overthink this? We just talked about it on the podcast. The 49ers are always the team. And you know what? I gained money on Saturday and I lost. I broke even for the weekend with that one. But you know what? Let's stay in order here. Raiders, Bengals, the only good game of the entire weekend, in my opinion. I guess the only thing to talk about there would be, do you think the game changes at all with the that call with the whistle, where the whistle was blown and then it's thrown to who's that? That was one of our FanDuel guys. Who is that? Tyler Boyd. Thrown to Tyler Boyd. Touchdown. Do you think anything changed? Like what was the call there? What were your feelings on that call?
That specific call, I know it was a mistake on the refs. You could clearly see that they blew the whistle. But if you watch the play, like the quarterback had escaped, he threw it, and the ball was caught. The whistle was blown and the ball was caught like less than a half a second later. And the DB was already beat. And it looked like the DB already gave up, knowing that it was going to be a touchdown. And I know it was like the same time the whistle had blown. My personal opinion is that it was going to be a touchdown regardless. Like, he was beat. But if they wanted to stick to the rules, they should have played the down. But I felt like they had already realized that too later, and they had already approved the touchdown and kicked the point after. And then there wasn't this much like outcry until later in the game where they're like, oh, there was a whistle blown. So, I mean, it was a touchdown. The DB got beat. It looked like he already gave up on the route. And I feel like maybe if they did it again, the Bengals would have still found a way to score a touchdown, because in a way they were dominated during that time of the game.
Right. Yeah, I think I agree with you on that one. I mean, I just thought it was a terrible job explaining the whole thing by Drew Brees. I mean,
yeah.
Another thing about that game was I was listening to Drew Brees, and is Drew Brees just like not? Is he just not like that smart, or is he just not? What's so hard about the announcing job? Because no one can do it. I mean, other than Tony Romo, Jason Witten was like cringeworthy. I mean, Drew Brees is just saying shit. I watch football every week, dude, and he's saying shit like, oh yeah, and the Raiders are going down here trying to score before half. It's like, yeah, dude, offer me something different.
Right?
Drew Brees didn't say anything about when Derek Carr went down and spiked the ball. I was
Yeah.
rethinking about that game. Derek Carr goes down. There's like 35 seconds left. They get that first down in the red zone, right, to
Yeah.
try and tie it up. He spikes the ball,
Yeah.
and Drew
And they
Brees
take,
says nothing.
Yeah. I think with the whole former players as announcers, they saw like Tony Romo and he got a whole bunch of buzz. And he actually was like his first couple years doing it was like really good. And it was trending on Twitter. Just he was doing good at his job. And then I think because he's with CBS and then I think all these other news outlets like ESPN tried to jump on Peyton Manning. Then now Drew Brees with NBC. So I think all these other big networks were like, oh, let's see if it works for us. But I think Tony Romo's the only one who's actually been like a successful former player commentator. I think now the other ones are just going through the motions, collecting a check, and just saying whatever's on their mind.
Yeah. I mean, it must be harder than I think because it's like almost painful. Or he's just not that smart, which is you got to think Drew Brees was a great quarterback.
Yeah.
He's got to like break down defenses and you know what? I haven't watched Peyton Manning and Eli yet. Have you watched them?
No, I've just seen like little snippets. I never fully watched like the whole ESPN like Monday Night Football through their channel, but apparently they bring on like a bunch of like guests and stuff, and it's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I should give them a chance. Okay, so I bet on the Bengals. Easy money, but I parlayed that with the Bills. And on the cast, I said bet on the Patriots. And I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this a million times. I'm gonna lie to you on this cast. You should do the opposite of whatever I say. But the Patriots game, this is where it started. It was like, wow, okay, one team is clearly way better. Is this going to be like the pattern of all weekend? And it was, but I did have a thought. The game got out of hand immediately. I mean, Josh Allen goes all the way down the field, like marches down, easy. Then did they get that turnover from the Mac Jones interception immediately?
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah.
And then they get 14, and then before you know it's 21. It's over.
Yeah.
They don't go for it on 4th and 1. Bill Belichick punts the ball. It's over at 21-0. Here's a question. I have got 2 questions, not about the game itself, about the future. And they feature people surrounding this game. Next 10 years, would you rather have Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes. I'm a big Mahomes. It's 1A and 1B in my opinion, but I'm going with Mahomes.
Okay. I would agree with you just because I'm not a fan of the Josh Allen running like a full-on linebacker.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like we put Mahomes on this crazy pedestal.
But deservedly so.
I know, but like I feel like it would be closer this year to say Josh Allen because we put Mahomes on this insane pedestal, and then he had just like a normal year, and so we're like, oh, he's not that good anymore. It's like, no. We'll get to that game. Jesus Christ. Another question I had, Brian Flores won a Super Bowl in New England in the 2018-2019 season. Is it crazy to think that New England should just hire Brian Flores and move on from Belichick?
I think New England wouldn't be the ones moving on from Belichick. I feel like maybe Belichick would retire. Like New England wouldn't force him out. It would be up to Belichick to retire. But I mean, he hasn't hinted at it or hasn't said anything. But I think New England's next coach would be Josh McDaniels.
Oh yeah, they've been kind of grooming him.
Yeah, because over the last I remember he had the job in Denver, and then he came back to New England, and then apparently he was going to go. I think was it Indianapolis, or he was going to go somewhere else and was going to take the job, and then last second they backed out of it.
It was Indy.
Yeah, it was Indy, and then last second he backed out, and apparently there was like this a rumor that he was going to take over New England when Belichick left, but who knows when that is. But I think McDaniels it probably will be next. I know Flores has the whole history with New England, but I would bet if Belichick were to retire, which I don't think he's going to retire in the next couple of years, I think it would be Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, I was just bringing it up.
Yeah.
And another thing I thought during this game, cold weather means nothing. If you're betting on, stop with the weather, okay? Because we were talking about weather all last podcast. Cold weather means nothing, okay? Cold weather means nothing. You couldn't have mapped out a better game for Josh Allen. Now let's move on to the next weather game we had.
I will say
Bucks Eagles, the Beagles game.
I will say,
and then we thought that the wind is gonna swirl around. Tom Brady had his day. This is getting back to overthinking it. I was like, oh, take the Eagles. Take the Eagles. A lot of people were plus 8.5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, because before the game started, it was Eagles. It was Bucks -7. Yeah. Once Leonard Fournette went out, the line dropped a 1.5.
Yeah. 8.5.
This is the easiest money you could have ever gotten. Again, is betting on the teams that are duh. Yeah. Duh. And then another question I have is, dude, I've watched too many games. I know you're plugged in because you're an Eagles guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it with Hurts. He's in that range of better than backup, but he's not going to ever do anything even close to a Super Bowl run for you.
Yeah, and that's how I feel too. I don't think he's the quarterback of our future. I know this was his first year starting, and he played a couple games the year before, but I don't want to say it's too early to be we can make a judgment about him. But I was never I'm a fan, but I always thought if we could improve and get a better quarterback, I would jump at that right away. On my note
this is the year to do it. Hey, let's bring in Charlie here real quick. Charlie just joined because here's another Eagles. All right, Charlie. We've talked about this ad nauseum, dude. Can you at least admit now that watching your boy in Philly, Jalen Hurts, is it time that you just say, okay, yeah, better than a backup, never gonna do anything close to a Super Bowl run?
I disagree. I think that he made some big yeah. See, you're okay,
dude. You're still frazzled from the red line. He just left. Charlie just left. He's like, no, I'm not gonna take this abuse. This is flagrant. This is flagrant abuse. He's like, I'm going back on that red line again. Everybody, I wonder what happened on that red line. All right, Charlie disagrees. Keep going, Monty. I think you're more on my train now.
Yeah, well, today Howie Roseman had their end of the year interviews. He said that Jalen Hurts is going to be the quarterback for next year, but I feel like he's just saying that to not tip his hand early to being oh, we already move on, and potentially if he has trade value, because he did say the same thing about that last year. He said Carson Wentz was our quarterback, and 2 months later he was traded. So I don't know what's going to happen with him, but I feel like
right. I mean, but you have 3 first-round draft picks. You have to do something with them, Charlie.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah, you gonna leave the cast again, dude?
You ask me a question, you start shaking your head. You know the answer.
All right, you're not doing anything with those 3 first-round picks. You're not doing anything with them. You're saying Jalen Hurts is our quarterback, and we're gonna go ahead and take what? What are you gonna take, dude? You wouldn't take Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson for 2 first-round picks?
I didn't know that was an option.
It's been an option. It's always been an option.
I didn't know on the Sunday Punch that was a question.
Would you take? All right, here it is, straight up. Would you take Russell Wilson for 2 first-round picks?
Of course.
Okay, well, there it is. Then that means you do not believe in Jalen Hurts.
No, it doesn't.
That means that. Also, here's another thing about the Eagles.
Russell Wilson's
that-
a
from
Hall of
that-
Fame quarterback. Why wouldn't I take him for 2 firsts? You can believe in
Well,
Jalen
you
Hurts.
believe in Jalen Hurts.
I believe that he's young and he's showed a lot of improvement this year, and he played the
Well, first of all,
defending
yes, he's
champions.
young. It's not a belief. It's not a belief that he's young. Okay. Yeah, I believe he's young. Actually, he's old. Yes, he's young. Yes, he's young. Now just looking at that guy's face on the screen with nothing said.
No comment.
Okay. Monty,
Mhm.
what do you think, dude?
I mean, I know Russell Wilson's 33, but quarterbacks are playing for a while. I mean, I personally want Deshaun Watson. I know he's got a whole bunch of baggage with him,
Mhm.
but I feel like he's a quarterback who's in his I think he's in his mid-20s. So you're not traded for someone who's like 33.
Well, I believe that he's young.
But I mean, I would trade 2 first-round picks. I mean, if I don't know what Deshaun Watson's value is, depending on if he's going to get suspended or what's going to happen, I would easily trade 2 first-round picks and even trade Jalen Hurts to the Texans for Deshaun Watson if that was possible.
I completely agree. Moving on, who's your guy getting buzz for head coaching positions?
Oh, our D coordinator, who I would be glad if someone hired him, took him off our heads.
That seems like right up the Bears' alley.
Right? No, he apparently the Broncos are like flying to meet him, and he's not like flying to Denver. So apparently Denver
Wow.
really wants him if they're doing all
Dude, give
that.
me the inside take. Is this guy well worth it?
No, our defense didn't do anything this year to warrant him getting all this attention. So I don't know what he showed on film or what he's coaching that teams want to jump out at him, because I'd be more than happy for a team to sign him so we can get an upgrade at defensive coordinator.
Yeah, you know what? I know I'm harsh on the Eagles, but Charlie, this is what we're talking about, dude. Why did we overthink this game? Betting wise? I mean, it was so clear. It's clear as day.
I mean,
that
Charlie
Tampa's
thought we were
going to
gonna
win.
Right?
Like, I just want this to be a point. When we do our next round here, let's not overthink it betting wise. Let's just bet on the teams that are definitely going to cover and definitely going to win.
We
Okay.
factored in the weather.
Right. I was just telling Monty, it's like weather means nothing. You go into Orchard Park in Buffalo. Apparently 0 degrees is nothing to Josh Allen. He threw it wherever he wanted, whenever he wanted. They were talking about, oh, the ball's going to be a rock. The ball's going to be a rock before this. He was throwing it everywhere he wanted. So what I'm saying is, let's not overthink the next round, okay? When we try and gamble this next round. All right. Anything else you want to say on the Eagles, by the way?
No, they got clapped. We'll move on. We're on to the offseason for them.
Okay. What's the best place I can get a Philly cheesesteak, by the way?
I like in Philly.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Jim's on South or Ishka Bibbles. They're on South Street. Those are my 2 favorite.
You know what I was thinking about in that New England game?
Uh-huh.
I haven't had a good clam chowder in a while. That game was so boring, I was thinking about clam chowder. All right, what was the last game we had? Oh, I'm jumping. Okay. As soon as Tampa, and this has nothing to do with any of the other games, but as soon as Tampa won, right, we had the Bills win easily. We had Tampa win easily. We had the Bengals win. I knew my bet on the Cowboys was never going to happen. That's just how it works. And I went against what I thought. And what I thought was, San Francisco is the better team. The Cowboys have the worst coach. The Cowboys don't have a very good running game because they refuse to go to Tony Pollard. And yet I bet on them because I believe I hate myself. I think I've come to the conclusion that I just when I win one day, I must lose the next day. And did we expect anything different?
No, I don't think we did. I was just a big proponent of the Niners, but that coupled with them also going against the Cowboys, and anytime the Cowboys get close to the playoffs, they just fall apart. It's just inevitable for them. So I think mixing those two things, I wasn't surprised because in a way I was expecting the Cowboys to do something stupid and just fall apart.
I wish I would have seen the Arizona. I wish they would have scheduled this all differently. If I would have seen the Arizona game, I would have never bet on the Cowboys because Arizona owns the Cowboys, and I would have seen them get destroyed by the Rams, who I don't think are a very great team.
Mhm.
And I would have said, "Oh, wait a second, Adam. No, there's no way the Cowboys. First of all, they definitely ain't going to cover 3 points, and they're not going to win. They're not even going to win the game.
Yeah.
So, I'm saying it again. I'm going to this next round. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going straight forward. I'm going straight guns. What do the Cowboys need to do? Like, is something drastic needed, or do you think that they can actually make a Super Bowl run with Mike McCarthy as their head coach?
No, they need a new coach. He can't do anything. And I think it showed when he left Green Bay and they saw LaFleur come in and just Rodgers dominated. And I feel like maybe McCarthy was potentially holding back Rodgers a little bit, and now he's holding back some of his players on the Cowboys. They need to get a new coach, but Jerry Jones came out and said he'll be our coach for next year. So maybe they'll get bullied into firing him. So we'll see.
Kellen Moore is not going to be there as their offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy theory, Kellen Moore calls that draw play, hoping that it gets Mike McCarthy fired. And he just gets the job in Dallas. Anyone buying into that?
I mean, he does call the plays, so the blame would all then go on to McCarthy, even though Moore is the one who calls all the plays.
Yeah, my dog Adrian Arce said, "You fire McCarthy, horrible time management skills." Again, another reason I should have never bet on this game, because yes, Mike McCarthy looks around. They show his face on the sideline. He looks around like he's just lost the keys to his car and he's lost in the garage, like that Seinfeld episode. I don't trust that guy. If you're a Cowboys fan, by the way, can you imagine, as Eagles fans, can you imagine having Mike McCarthy? Would you rather have Mike McCarthy or your current boy, Sirianni?
Oh, that's a great question.
Because Mike McCarthy might be the most frustrating person to look at.
Sirianni's up there too, just because I feel like he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I would go with Sirianni, but I feel like it's a lose-lose.
I'd rather have Sirianni because he's easier to fire.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, I know Adrian's a Giants fan. Adrian, if you're still watching, what's the outlook on the Giants? By the way, what a sad division you guys are all in. Seriously. It's like a race to the most incompetent. If I'm anyone else in that division, I'm actually hoping that you guys keep Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but I mean, the football team, they're not good. The Giants aren't good. So, I mean, who's the football team's quarterback is Heineke. Like, I feel like Hurts is the second best quarterback. It's not saying a lot, but there's Dak and then there's Hurts, and then I feel like there's a big drop off to Heineke and Daniel Jones.
Right. I just love it because I love the pile on the Eagles because of both of you guys. But give me your thoughts on Jalen Reagor.
Oh, he can't show face ever again in Philly. He'll get
Charlie. What did Chad Johnson say about Jalen Reagor?
Wait till next year.
Yeah, that should be in Jalen Reagor's Twitter bio. Wait till next year.
That'll be funny.
I saw a tweet that apparently right after Jalen Reagor was drafted, they asked him like, do you play on the outside? You play on the slot? And he's like, I'm a wide receiver. I play wherever like I need to play. He's like, I'll make an immediate impact on this team.
He did make an impact.
Why do they still have him returning punts?
I literally said it when we were watching it and he was returning it. I said, why is he returning punts? 5 seconds later, he muffs the punt.
I swear to you, dude, if I was an Eagles fan, that would be just watching them the few times with you guys. I'm frustrated, and I don't even care about that team.
Yeah, no.
All right, Adrian said he wants Flores or Bieniemy or this is another guy. Who is that?
Dabble, Flores, and Dabble's the Bills guy. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Their
Who you
offensive
want out of
coordinator.
those guys?
Yeah, he's
If
the
you're the
offensive
Giants, let's
coordinator.
talk a little Giants football just for a split second.
I think though the Giants, I don't think a coach is going to change them. I feel like they need to hire a whole GM because I think Gettleman just left. They're like a whole institutional problem. But coaching wise, I'm a big proponent of like drafting offensive minded coaches, picking offensive minded coaches. So I know Flores is big on defense, but Bieniemy, I feel like I don't know why he hasn't been given a shot. I know Andy
Right.
Reid calls all the plays, but if you think about it,
So
Doug
what does
Peterson-
Bieniemy do then?
Well, he did the same thing that Doug Peterson. I know Matt Nagy was a flop, but Peterson and Nagy were both like their offensive coordinators. They still had that title for Kansas City. So I think they just
Right.
help with the whole game plan, but Reid calls the plays, but they help build up the whole game plan.
Okay. And then let's keep it on here. My God, was it the easiest bet in the world? The Chiefs versus the Steelers again, and I stayed away from the bet because I was like, this is too easy. This is so simple of a bet. And I'll tell you what was a great bet. And I didn't see it, or else I would have bet it. Chiefs -6 in the first half.
Yeah, that would have been a lock.
I looked it up. The Steelers went like in the first half, their last couple games, like 7-3-0-3-6-0. I was like, wow. I can't believe I didn't see that bet. We got to stop just looking at the overall. We got to look at some value bets, guys. Seriously, in this next round. And then we got to do some parlays. Yeah, the Chiefs Steelers. What are your thoughts on this on the 7 teams now? We were like for it. Oh, more football. I didn't enjoy one game outside of the Bengals game.
I mean, I like the whole idea of adding another playoff team, but clearly the Eagles and the Steelers as the 7th seed, it in a way made the playoffs a little bit more boring because you're excited for a good game and it just ends up being a blowout. And it's like, why did I think this was going to be somewhat fair? So, I mean, I like the idea. I think the idea is cool to have an extra team, but clearly it didn't really play out well.
I would have loved to see the Chargers get in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you bet on the Raiders to beat them.
Wrong team. Well, yes, I never bet against a ghost in the regular season. Add that to the betting manifesto. Never bet against a ghost in the regular seasons. John Madden, I'm talking about. Another thing to add to the playoff manifesto after watching last night's game? No. Monday night's game. Maybe we should add don't bet on the short guy. Don't bet on the short guy because Kyler Murray looked terrible in that game. And another easy bet if you look at the Cardinals after DeAndre Hopkins went out. Another very simple bet. I was so scared after the Cowboys game that I didn't bet anymore. I was like, you know what? I don't know where I am. I'm betting on the Cowboys. I'm lost. I'm lost as a gambler. I'm overthinking. All right, moving on. Let's go to. Oh, by the way, actually, let's not move on yet. One fun fact: Michelle Tafoya. It was announced. I know we talked about her earlier. It was announced she will not be coming back next year.
Throw a farewell party for her.
So she's gone. And then I would like to ask, what was your least favorite commercial of the playoffs?
Oh, the Apple one.
Dude, if I have to see that Apple commercial one more time about how the Apple Watch will save your life. I mean, what a claim that they have. Can you imagine being in that advertising meeting, Charlie? Hey, what can we say? Hey, in the egomaniac at Apple's like, we save people's lives. Hate those commercials. Oh, wait a second. Adrian said. Oh, Adrian said something. It's funny. I'm not gonna put it up. Adrian, you're not gonna like be the star of this show. All right, moving on. But for those that didn't see, look up the Apple commercial. It's like
It would be really hard not to have seen it, dude. It's like
it's like 911. What is your
It's
emergency?
depressing.
And then it's like the Apple Watch is like, he hasn't responded to my alert in 15 minutes. Send an ambulance to the woods. All right, let's move on let's do our picks. All right. Oh, by the way, another fun fact. Jokic is averaging 30, 20, and 10.
Oh, how?
Just saying.
How's he averaging 30, 20, and 10?
I'm just saying. It's on the notebook. It's on the notebook. It's in the notebook. 30, 20, and 10. So it's in the notes, dude.
Did he score 50 tonight?
The notes never lie.
Yeah, and B dropped 50 tonight.
Did he? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Never mind. All right. Well, it's still a neck and neck race.
It's 47 after 3.
Okay. All right. Let's. Oh, you didn't get to see the video of the week, Chuck.
Say hi, Dada.
She's my cousin, but everybody's like, well, man, she's fine. I was like, yeah, that's why I kind of put a ring on.
What happens if your one true love is also a member of your family?
Okay, so Cincinnati is Cincinnati is a 3.5 point dog versus Tennessee. Who you got?
You're jumping right into it after that.
Does.
Oh, you guys want to hear my my ride story after work today?
Oh yeah, before we yes. Before we jump
It's
into our picks.
it's not super long.
All right, what happened on the red line, dude? Because we worked out, I left you. And then before I know it, you're still in the red line.
Yeah, so
I've already come home, I've taken a shower, I've already cooked. You're still on the train.
yeah, I'm like starving. Walking, I get to the red line, get on, train comes within 5 minutes, and get on it, barely anyone on it. Sitting on it for like maybe 5 minutes, and I hear this weird, like, I don't even know, it's like this high pitched, like, I don't even know how to describe it. But I look over and
like this.
No, not like that. Close.
Okay.
I
gave
look
him my
over,
best try.
and there's a guy sitting there with like this like massive can. I don't know if it was like whipped cream or something, but he is like hitting it. He is
like a whipped cream can.
Yeah, like he's inhaling that shit.
Right.
And
like
he's,
a whip it. I believe
yeah,
the
he
urban
is like
whip it.
He's going at it. He's just, you know, I was like, what? Like, just I didn't know what to think of it, but I was just like, whatever.
Oh, can I hit that?
Then he starts like talking, like he's like twitching and like still hitting it, like he still just keeps going back to it, and you hear this like, but it's really loud. And me and this guy sitting next to me, like looking down at him, and he's just, like hitting it. He starts talking, and it's like he sounds like after you've like inhaled helium, like his voice is all like messed up, but
really
kind of like that thing from the Goonies, like. I don't even know what was going, but he was just kept hitting it and like was just sitting there like twitching, like just kept going after it, and then the train just stops.
Oh no!
And I'm like, they saw him on the camera. They're coming to get the whip it guy. Like I was fully expecting them to come like just kick him off the train. No, like we're sitting there. The train stopped for 10 minutes now. Nothing. Like the conductor didn't give any updates. I'm like. Confused why we're stopping. Entire time this guy's still going at it. He's like every 2 minutes taking another just massive hit of this canister.
He's whipping it good.
He is whipping it good. And then like 20 minutes pass, still sitting there, and then the guy comes on. He's like, "Yeah, this train's not going anymore. Everyone get off." And I'm like, "Well, how am I gonna have? I mean, there's only one track. Like, there's no way for like the next train to get on. So like this train."
Yeah, and so you were like this.
No, to be completely honest, that's what he was like. The guy was like.
All right, so they kick you off the train.
Yeah,
they
they're like,
kick you off
"All
the
right,
train.
everyone
Now
off."
what?
And then
What stop? What stop were you at?
I was what was it called? Clark.
Oh, okay, so not too bad.
Well, I mean, not too bad. I was still like 30 minutes
Well,
from where I live.
you could have been in like a dangerous area. Is what I'm saying.
I guess. I mean, I don't go south on the train. I really go north. But yeah. So then I call you, and I'm like, because I figured that I was just gonna wait it out. I figured Uber prices would be super high. I call you, and you're like, "No, sorry, I got something to do tomorrow." What are you? What seriously? What are you doing?
Well, I'm picking up my suit. I got it altered. You know, when you cultivate mass like I do, you have to get your suits constantly altered to fit you like Conor McGregor style. And so I'm going to pick that up after work tomorrow. And I figured, well, if we're going to work out tomorrow, then I need to anticipate, okay, working out and then the long walk to get my suit and then the long walk back. And it's like, after all that.
Yeah, it's too much, man. I feel you.
It's too much. And then I'm going to have to make my Hello Fresh, which I got tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Hello Fresh. Hello Fresh. So I got, I'll send you the text of the menus. Look pretty good. Pretty solid.
Yeah. You may renew, may actually.
You know, when I picked up my Hello Fresh, there was another box of Hello Fresh. And it was for a lady.
For
maybe I'll be like, hey, that'll be my opening line.
6 McChickens.
I'm like, hey, what's up? You like Hello Fresh? Yeah, me too. Should we cook? Should we cook together? Hey, by the way, 2 servings per meal. And she'll be like, this is my boyfriend. All right, moving on. NFL odds. Let's do it, dude. Who you got? Tennessee -3.5 or Cincinnati?
Is Henry playing?
Yeah.
Henry was active today. He was jogging around. He was having fun.
Yeah, Tennessee. You can't.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm
Me
gonna take
too.
Tennessee. You
Can't pick against the King.
That's my click it to pick it too. That's my guarantee. Tennessee is going to beat Cincinnati. Don't overthink it, people.
Yeah. I think.
God, I would have loved to see Tennessee play Buffalo. Or I would have loved to see Buffalo, Kansas City in the next round, though. But to be honest, Kansas City and Buffalo did not beat Tennessee in the regular season, and that's why we get them in the divisional round.
Yep.
It's on them.
Yeah, Tennessee, I mean, even with Foreman, they're going to be able to just run it down teams' throats for the rest of the playoffs. I mean, assuming that they beat the Bengals. But that combo of Henry, I mean, think about it. Henry's running the ball, and then he takes the rest, and you get Foreman in. That's pretty tough.
That's good. And you got A.J. Brown.
And Julio.
Julio.
I like Tennessee. I like Tennessee a lot. How about this parlay? Charlie, you want to jump in on this parlay, dude? Easy money. Tennessee, Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm in.
Green Bay is minus. Wow, that jumped up. They were 5. Now they're 6. -6.
Are we betting the
I kind of like San Fran. I kind of like San Fran with the line.
Apparently, it's because Jimmy G has a hurt shoulder.
Oh, yes.
But he's supposed to play, but He
He'll
will
be able to
playing
throw
hurt.
those 50-yard bombs that he usually
And
throws.
to overthrow his receiver for the 50th time.
Are you ready to give Jimmy G his flowers, dude?
He didn't really do anything.
Their
Fourth
best
highest
play,
win-
literally
by-
their best play
by-
is sending the ball to their wide receiver.
from 2016 on, Jimmy G, fourth highest winning percentage of all QBs.
Imagine if you gave them like a really good quarterback with the run game they have. They'd probably be a Super Bowl favorite.
They would be.
Do the San Francisco 49ers win? Okay, wait a second. You're taking Green Bay -6, Monty?
No, I think Green Bay is going to win, but I'd take the Niners +6.
Okay. Huh. I'm going to take Niners +6 as well, but I would love to parlay the Tennessee Green Bay game. Okay, now here's my next question.
just
Did the
not the spread though.
Not the spread, just money line parlay.
I'm in.
You in? You in, dude?
I'm in.
All right. Do the San Francisco 49ers win the Super Bowl if their quarterback is... I'm trying to think of someone that's like right on the edge.
The answer is no.
Yeah, no. If their quarterback is Dak Prescott.
Yes.
No, because I feel like the Cowboys are talented, but
Right.
Dak, I don't know. I think they go far, but they don't win the whole thing. I think they go farther than they would with Jimmy G, but they don't win the whole thing.
Daniel Jones.
They don't even make the
Yes.
playoffs.
Anyone else on the verge that we could bring up? Who's on the verge? You know who's in the.
Matt
Let's go back to
Stafford.
Jalen Hurts.
What about Tannehill?
Jalen Hurts and Baker Mayfield. There's no difference to me.
No, Hurts is by far better than Baker Mayfield.
Not according to my notes.
You just love dogging on Jalen. I don't take it seriously anymore. I used to.
Used to be a piece of shit. No, I can't. Kyler Murray. How about Kyler Murray on the 49ers?
Yeah, because that makes their run game even crazier.
Do you think they win the Super Bowl with Kyler Murray as their quarterback?
Yeah,
They could.
That team's really good if they give him Kyler Murray.
Because he can actually throw the ball. I know he struggled, but he can throw, he can run, and I feel like Shanahan.
What about Tannehill?
I feel like they would be the same.
Okay. No, they'd be the same. I consider Jimmy G and Tannehill to be the same human being. All right, moving on. Buffalo, Kansas City. I want to hammer Buffalo hard.
You're gonna bet against Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, because remember Stephon Diggs was hanging out last time they played at the playoff game. He was hanging out watching the celebration.
Oh, that's gonna change it.
Yeah, he's gonna play really hard this time.
Right? And he's gonna help the defense try to prevent the Chiefs from dropping like 30.
I can't see a line on this one. Can you guys?
I think it was 2.5. I'll check.
Oh, I got Kansas City -1.5.
Oh, so it went down.
Well, how about this? We'll see how we do on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll lose it all on Sunday.
This game's on Sunday, the Buffalo KC game.
Yeah, that's the last game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I skipped one. My bad. Rams at Buccaneers, and I've switched. I know we were talking about how, you got to bet the Rams, right? Because they have better players. Part of the betting manifesto: never bet on a team that looks a little too good for what they actually are in the previous round, and that's what I think the Rams are.
I mean,
that being said, the Rams can pass rush, and Tom Brady does have some struggles, and they're missing their offensive lineman.
Yeah, Aaron Donald, I don't know, he's gonna choke some more people out. So He's going to be a tough guard.
I think
cover.
that's the toughest call of the week, that game.
Tampa Bay's favored by 3.
I
That's
guess
a lot.
the 2 Sunday games, dude, those could go either way.
Mhm.
Right.
That's what we put
It's
all our
almost
money
like
on
it's
today.
almost like we put Tom, you know, I want to stay away from this game for sure. I'm not going to like guarantee anything here, but I feel like this is one of those games where it's like the Rams check all the boxes to win this game. Yet I still don't see it. I can't picture it. I can't picture them beating Tom Brady.
I think just the Rams offense would have to go. Like Cooper Cup's going to have to go crazy. Cam Akers is going to run crazy. Odell's going to have a touchdown. I think their only hope is to try to potentially outscore them. I mean, no, but the Rams defense, I think the Rams I think they're going to win. I know they're underdogs, but I feel like they're playing really well right now. And it's hard to – I know I don't want to bet against Brady, but you have Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp. Like, the better players are on the Rams.
Right.
So
I kind of agree with you. I'm not going to bet on it. But I'll take the
forced passes, though.
I'm going to take the Rams, dude. I got to agree with you. The better players usually win the game.
mm.
Although the Tampa Bay has the ace in the hole, they have the better quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stay away from this game, dude. Stay far away from the Tampa Bay Rams game.
Is Fournette's supposed to play, right?
He tweeted, he said, "See you Sunday."
Oh, okay.
I think I like Tampa in this game.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I really do. Something about it's just telling me that I think Tampa could. I don't know. I agree with what you're saying. I think that the Rams obviously have the better roster, but
are we letting the Tampa Bay beat the Eagles?
I don't count that. Like
the Eagles
aren't a playoff
suck.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, but they got all their good defenders back, and that's huge. Like Levante David.
Yeah, their
APP.
defense is crazy.
I went into last year with the same feeling that I'm thinking about this Rams in the Super Bowl last year. I was like, Casey's gonna kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
And they brought the pressure. I don't. Something about it just makes me think that they're gonna be able to game plan for the Rams. And Stafford, he's either really good or he's really bad, and it's very easy for him to throw 2 picks, and the Tampa could just control the clock the entire game. But if I had to pick, I think I'd have to pick Tampa. I really have to.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you sold me. I'm going back to Tampa. I'm going back to Tampa.
It's a toss-up. It'll be close.
Damn.
I just think I know Tampa's front 7, their linebackers are crazy fast. They have a good pass rush. My thinking is that if the Rams can somewhat get a running game going with Cam Akers and Michelle, it would open up a lot for the wide receivers. And I think that's just the only way to beat Tampa is to just beat their secondary. And I'm just hoping that McVay has something planned. They call him this genius and this guru, so hopefully he can get over the playoff hump and do something big.
Right. I like the guru title. I wish I was a guru.
They call him that, but he hasn't won anything.
I know. I wish that would be my pickup line forever. I'd go into a bar and I'd be like, they call me a guru. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm for the Tampa Bay now. You've swayed me, and I'll tell you what. Who doesn't want to root for Tom Brady?
Me?
Right?
I don't want to root for Tom Brady.
He's such a nice looking fella.
I always knew I wasn't gonna be gay.
All right, so on that note, we've picked. I'm hammering the Bills. We're going with Tampa. We're going with Packers money line, but San Fran +6, and we're going with the Tennessee Titans money line, but I also like them -3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be my picks.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I think this was a good cast, guys. And as we all know, it's Wednesday night, but on the Sunday Punch podcast, it is always Friday night.
Friday night, I'm thinking that we just might fly away to someplace they don't know who we are. Now I'm riding shotgun in your car. We drive through the city like explorers going 65. Flowing hair flying across your face. We left on Friday, now it's Saturday. Pressed jeans buttoned up, jeans iron slipping up. Red shoes walking slow, headphones blaring 3 stacks. Sunglasses flaring out, thick watch hanging low. Studded belt pulled taut, 3 stacks on the radio. Friday night, I'm thinking that we just might run away to some place we can be who we are. We can be who we are.